Hello, I'm FPX and welcome back to the video. Today I have the best type of news to share with you all because a brand new update has just come out for Minecraft on every single Bedrock platform. It is officially available to download as of this video coming out, so on Xbox, on Windows 10, on iOS, on Android, on Gear VR, on any platform you can get Minecraft Bedrock, you can now get the Minecraft Update Aquatic, and the game's description of what's inside doesn't actually include every single thing included, so I figured why not make a full comprehensive video of every single feature found within this update. So that's what we're doing today. Hopefully you'll enjoy every single feature inside the Update Aquatic, because this update is one of the biggest updates we've ever seen. It doesn't just have a brand new weapon system, which is kind of nice by itself. It doesn't just have a brand new way to get around, because swimming is kind of great. It has 5 new structures, 9 new biomes, 50 new blocks, 6 mobs, which have 3,000 variations. And in today's video, I wanted to cover all of those things. And if you like it the video and let me know, because it helps out the channel a lot. Let's know you do like the update out videos, as well as obviously the all feature things, because I think it's useful to show off all the things in the new update, so let you know what you can be excited about to play around with, such as the very first thing we'll mention, which is the trident. So the trident is the thing that will come up the most in this update, because again, it's a brand new weapon. People love weapons in Minecraft, and it's been a really long time since we've had a truly brand new weapon to play around with. So the trident is it's a melee weapon that you can also use as a ranged weapon by throwing it at things, so kind of risky to use it in that way. And it's also really amazing because it comes with a bunch of new enchantments. So there's 4 types of enchantments which come in 10 different enchantment levels, and basically my favorite one of the bunch is Riptide. You'll see this a bunch in, like, again, YouTube videos, your own worlds, friends' worlds. People enjoy playing around with this for good reason, because it allows you to fly into the air at absurd rates. Seriously, look at this. This is possible in survival if you have the Riptide enchantment. So yeah, Trident's pretty darn powerful, and it's the brand new weapon found in this update. There is also a brand new means of transportation, like I just mentioned. So if I go into F5 mode, so you can see this a little bit better, as you can see, if you double tap sprint forwards, which is forwards on whatever device, you can actually sprint in water, but sprinting in water is now actually seen as swimming. So swimming is significantly faster than just, again, walking through the water like this. Seriously, see the difference here? It's pretty darn insane. And again, this is something you can do in all game modes, all different types, even creative. And yeah, as you can see, I can swim just as fast as that salmon over there, which we'll get to later. But swimming is in this update, and it's really useful because it also allows you to go through 1 block wide gaps. So the possibilities for that are going to be near endless. So yeah, by the way, speaking, just a tiny little fun fact that, again, if you ever see people flying around in survival without elytras, it's now possible with Riptide and Rain, because if it starts raining, you can fly around just like this. Even if, again, there's no elytra, I'm just using my finger right here. It's a really cool little feature. So we're actually going to change the weather, make it clear, and then talk about the next set of features in this update, because like I said, there are 5 new structures. The 5 new structures found in this update are going to be not only, the icebergs, which you can see right here, but you also find treasure ships around your world. So these aren't treasure ships, these are just ships from the world that I'm in, but you can find sunken ships all over your Minecraft world. We'll show this off later, as well as underwater revives, underwater caves, all this other sort of stuff, and I want to, get a little bit back into that later, but there's 9 new biomes to find it in, and in case you're curious as to how those 9 new biomes are defined, there are 5 temperatures of biomes you can find. So there is there's the warm oceans, which you'll mostly notice because they're, the oceans will be darker and they'll have gravel at the base. There is the warmer oceans, which again, they look very different at the surface. If I jump out of the water here, you can see how it's a slightly greener water, and also all these different oceans, the 10 different types, will come in their own little things, but we'll have warm oceans, cold oceans, as well as medium oceans, just regular oceans, the the really warm oceans, the really cold oceans, the frozen ones, and basically, as a result of this, there is 5 temperatures of ocean, and the ocean biome also changes when you get deeper into it, because, again, it's called a deep ocean biome if it goes significantly deeper, like this one does right here. So as you can see, this is a deep ocean biome with another brand new mob, which we'll get to later. But again, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's focus on the brand new biomes, which, like I said, there's 10 versions of them, and every single biome in this update actually has its own type of water. So when we go inside the water looks different. There's no water vision effect, but you get better water vision the longer you stay in water. So you can see, I can see the strand much better now, and I can fire my trident at him and try and hit him with a little bit with it, and you can kill him because of the vision we get through our water. So yeah, speaking of things that have changed in water, you'll notice how the swimming and water has not only changed how you see water, but the bubble meter has entirely changed too, to be more realistic. So if I almost drown underwater, okay, wait, bad example. You can see how the bubble meter takes some time to fill up, whereas previously it would automatically fill when you got to the surface. Now, as you can see, I lose 4 bubbles, then I go up, and it takes a second for each one to kind of come back. So yeah, that's a useful change. You've got to keep in mind. You might drown if you don't keep an eye on that. So next up, we have 50 brand new blocks found within this update. We've got 5 new types of trapdoor. As you can see, they've taken all the other types of wood and they've turned them into trapdoors. We've got ourselves a dark oak trapdoor, an acacia trapdoor, we've got a jungle trapdoor, we've got a birchwood trapdoor, we've got a spruce trapdoor, after, as well as the accompanying pressure plates. As you can see, 5 different types of that too. Look how wonderful that is. Also, how nice the animation is to see that all. But yeah, basically we got 5 brand new types of pressure plate, 5 brand new types of, wooden button. So again, all the same things. These are fairly minor blocks to most people, but you might just fall in love with one of them. Again, you tell me what you think about that. We've also got stripped wood available for all types of wood. So you can see this is a stripped dark oak versus a regular dark oak. Again, it's a small difference, but I think this is much smoother and nicer. You can do this to every single block in the game by using a axe now. So this is a stripped acacia wood. As you can see, significant change there. Stripped jungle, stripped oak, stripped I think that's dark oak again, and stripped spruce as well. As you can see, really nice, differently coloured blocks. They're much smoother, and there's going to be a real building use for all of these blocks, which is 21 already, by the way. Block number 22 is going to be blue ice. You can get blue ice either by finding them in the wild with a silk touch pickaxe, or, as you can see, I'm going to go Professor Toycat on you here, give you a visual example, because I know some people love the visuals. So here you can see, if you take 9 packed ice and you combine them together, you'll get a blue ice. So yeah, as of this update, there's going to be 3 types of ice, and to show you them all in one place, because I've got this very convenient thing right here, you find packed ice again in icebergs, like you can see right here, in ice spikes, like you can see over there, or you can find them just where people have taken them from those places. Ice is something you can get just wherever water freezes, and blue ice is only found in iceberg biomes underneath them, or by combining 9 packed ice, which is kind of a hard thing to do, together into one. So that's block number 22. Block number 23 through 48, we get the point. There's over 50. There's 5 brand new types of coral. So this is the coral block in the background. 5 brand new types of coral plant. 5 brand new types of coral fan. These blocks right here. As you can see, they look really nice. They spawn in coral reefs altogether. So that's the thing you'll notice right there. Then we've got some sea cucumbers, which that's an annoying guardian. How about we take him down with our thing right here? So as you can see, there's also sea pickles, which are found in this update. Again, they're like a play on sea cucumbers, and they're found, and they make things a little bit lighter. So again, they only work underwater, and the more sea pickles you have, the brighter it gets. You'll mostly find these in the coral reefs as well, worth mentioning. So again, that brings us up from 37 through to 38. Then we've got another 10 blocks, because here you can see, look at that, easy stuff. We've got some dead coral. If you take these blocks out of the water, they die, they get really sad, and honestly, they're barely even different blocks, but you might be able to find like a black and white world use for these. I'm not even sure. Then we've got seagrass found underwater. We've got kelp found underwater, a little bit rare, and if you take kelp, because you can just take it if you want to, and combine 9 of it together, you'll get a kelp block just like this one right here. So kelp blocks are nice not only for their own purpose, but also because you can use them for fuel in a furnace, which is one of the achievements, which by the way, there's 8 of new in this update. So as well as having 50 brand new blocks, we've also got 6 brand new mobs with 3,000 variations. So made a whole video about the 3,000 variations thing. It's mostly tropical fish come in a bunch of different shapes and sizes, but you're noticing how in this whole video there's been guardians killing fish, because fish mobs genuinely exist in the game right now. So as well as finding salmon, like you can see over there, we've got cod existing as a real mob, and you'll also, if you go to warmer oceans, find pufferfish, and you'll find yourself the tropical fish, which again spawn in 3,000 different variations, pretty crazy. But then as well as that, there's 2 kind of big full mobs. Again, having fish as mobs is nice, but like you're probably thinking brand new mobs means brand new something. So we'll go back into that deep ocean where we found the scary drowned dude, and we'll find first of all a dolphin over here. So dolphins, they're really friendly people. If you give them a little fish, they'll tell you where your newest thing is. So that's kind of nice, at least on the Java. That's not imp behavior, not working in this version yet. Likewise with the conduit, there's a couple of things not from the Java to this version yet, because this is only phase 1. I think we should clarify. But yeah, so dolphins, if you swim besides them, they'll give you the dolphin grace effect. Again, I have issues getting it to work personally, but it is a thing that you can do, and then you'll swim faster. Look at this. This is wonderful. And then also they'll follow your boat around, because dolphins are just curious like that. Again, dolphins are the most adorable thing about this update. Let's just all agree collectively. That's a thing. Look at them. They're adorable. So we're going to come back to this boat, because boats have changed. But first, I want to talk about the drowned, which, again, we saw one earlier, and even if we never find one, it's fine. I think I just heard dolphin. But yeah, drowned exist in this update. They exist at the bottom of oceans like this. They sometimes hold tridents, and in fact, they're one of the main ways to get tridents. Well, the way to get tridents. And yeah, they're scary if they're holding tridents, because they can mess you up. So watch out, there's drowned zombies, which are obviously, as you might expect, zombies that have drowned, but they also spawn naturally by themselves. So those are the brand new mobs, with one of the variations of the drowned zombie being its baby drowned, which again, I think counts as its own mob, but have your own opinion on that. Apparently, some people are opinionated. So next up, we're going to move on to... Let's scoop up the dolphin, shall we? Okay, never mind. So next up, let's talk about the boats, because boats have changed, and I think for the worse. They've kind of changed to be So it's left paddle, right paddle. I think that's how they worked before. So you can't go forwards, you have to go left, or you have to go right, or you hold both at the same time, and you go forwards. So again, personally, I don't like this. I think it's not... They say it's improved control, but to me, this is worse control. However, a nice little benefit of this system is instead of having to shift to get out, which has always been, or like crouch to get out, you can just be like, oh, press space, like you would expect to, and you get out. It's just a more intuitive system. So even though they made riding the boat less intuitive, or maybe for, at least for me as an existing player, it's more intuitive for older players. So there you go. That is 50 brand new blocks. That is 6 brand new mobs. That is 8 new achievements. That is a new weapon, a new mode of transportation. And this is just kind of the surface of the update. The fact that all of this stuff then works together in the framework of a, because by the way, as well as the blocks we've shown off already, the prismarine, stairs, slabs, etc. But again, they're variations on blocks. So they might excite you. They might not. It's a thing worth mentioning. But a thing worth mentioning that's going to revolve around these things is the fact that the water system has entirely changed in this update, and we've been following this from the start on this channel. But if you're not familiar with it, or you're just curious as to how things are now, basically water can exist in partial blocks as of this update. Also, there's the pumpkin uncarved a thing this update. Really weird. Look at this. I know this is me being like off topic, but seriously, what do you think of this? Like, why is there just an orange pumpkin, no face? I don't know. It's a thing that exists, and you can carve it if you want to. It's nice. Anyway, next up, let's talk about the water physics, because water can coexist with blocks in this update. It can coexist with anvils, with any partial block, enchantment tables, all this sort of stuff will now exist properly, and water can even flow through that if it needs to. So you can see, if I put 2 stairs right there, you'd expect this block wouldn't fill up, but it still does, even though there's like a full staircase in the way, because it can flow through the stairs. Again, it's kind of counterintuitive in this particular case, but it is a thing that does work in this update. You can have partial blocks of water, and that means water physics just have entirely changed, and I think for the better, personally. There's a few things that won't work going forwards, but if you have any existing builds, then your existing stuff will kind of work better. And again, basically water physics have changed, and it's a big thing. But finally, before we go, I want to talk a little bit more about the structures, because I kind of just said like, oh, structures, they exist, they're a thing. So first of all, you can see, I believe these are some icebergs naturally generating, and if we look underneath all of them, we'll find some blue ice, just in case you want to see some blue ice in the wild. So there you can see, there is blue ice, it exists in the wild, in a pretty cool, in my opinion, little iceberg, as you can see. Got a nice little thing. So this is the brand new icebergs biome, which is one of the brand new structures. The second brand new structure is the underwater cave and ravine. So again, these are kind of just caves and ravines, but underwater. But they are still really interesting to see, in my opinion. So if we dive down, we've got to be quick because I don't have water-breathing potions. But if you look down here, you can see here is a water ravine, and it has some magma at the bottom, which later, again, not quite yet, in the beta builds, will have, bubbles coming out of them. Again, this is phase 1. It's got like 90% of the update, and it's missing a few of the things from the Java version, but still, the magma thing, the ravines is what I'm going for right there. They exist, and they're a thing. And also, if we look inside the ravine, you'll find a cave, no doubt, because caves and ravines tend to connect up a lot. But yeah, water caves now exist. They're caves underwater, and water ravines now exist, and they're obviously filled with water. So they're 3 of the brand new structures. Then there is a brand new structure in the form of the underwater ruins. So these are called ocean ruins, or buried ruins, or whatever people call them. Like, again, even though they're called like, ruins in the game, they've got a lot of different slang names. But if we dig into one of these things and then we look inside, you'll find yourself sometimes the Nautilus, the heart of the sea. Again, things coming with real value in future updates. And then you'll find a treasure map a lot of the time. These treasure maps are really cool because let's go to the surface right here. So these treasure maps are really cool because they'll lead you to treasure, as you might expect. So as you can see, put this in my left hand, and now it tells me that if I go this way long enough, I'll find some treasure. Isn't that wonderful? So yeah, buried treasure is a random thing that'll occur across your world. It's really cool because randomly you might be digging down, like right here. If I didn't know better, I might dig down and find myself some treasure. Obviously there's none there, but it means there's a tiny chance of just randomly finding treasure now, which I like as a concept. And also it shows you the landmass, so it's like it's a good map of the world as well as just being a treasure map. And yeah, that's a thing that exists. I can't find buried treasure anywhere. Like, I always get unlucky. Like, I go somewhere and I dig down. Like you can see right here. I was like, okay, let's dig down. Did I dig down deep enough? And it just didn't lead to anything. So yeah, anyway, it's really tricky to pinpoint these things exactly, especially when they're large maps. But yeah, if you dig down on the X, you're meant to be able to find buried treasure. I have yet to actually succeed in that endeavor, but if you do so, let me know, I guess, and it's a thing you can do in this update. So next up, we're going to talk about the final structure, because I wanted to show you them all in person, but they require a little bit of traveling, unlike the rest of this. Let's talk about the final structure, which is the buried ship. So this is the most interesting one, because it comes, so the ocean ruins come in 2 variants, and then there's different variations on that, but the shipwrecks come in 6 base variants, and then they can come in like different shades of upturned or not. They can even land on the surface in a rare opportunity, so expect to see Sunday for that one, I guess. But if we look around here, I believe there is going to be a buried treasure ship. As you can see, it's a ship that went underwater. Pretty darn cool. Has its own little chest. Guess what's in the chest? All this good stuff, and sometimes even some treasure maps. And yeah, again, they come in 6 base variants, but then they're overturned, and there's a lot of exploration to be done. I think it's a wonderful little feature, and I'm a big fan. And look at that, there is a buried treasure map, as well as an unknown map in here too. And yeah, if you find 2 treasure maps, they shouldn't ever lead to the same place. That's the goal, at least, and that's something I find interesting and cool. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Hope you're excited about the update being out. Like this video if you liked it, because it helps out the channel a lot. Lets us know you are excited as I am for the update. And I'm going to be making a bunch of more in-depth tutorials about stuff like the trident. How do you get it? How do you enchant it? I'll let you know in a future video, because again, you might be curious about that, as well as all the future stuff coming, because there is a phase 2, there is all this other stuff, and yeah, lots of people are curious about a lot of things, so expect a bunch of videos in the next few days, and yeah, if you're going to be watching all of them, let me know in the comments down below that you're a, I don't know, notification squad person. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.